Good evening. I'm Rafid, and to start off our news broadcast, we will talk about the current state of the economy. First, let's take a look at the business cycle. As you can see, there are 4 steps of the business cycle. There's the peak, recession, trough, and recovery. Right now we're in the recovery state, which means our economy is growing and is becoming better. In order to prove that our economy really is growing, here's a graph of the unemployment rate. As you can see, in 2009, the unemployment skyrocketed, but since then it's slowly been dropping. Now to Kevin and Tristan with the inside scoop on the new economic indicators.
Kevin, Tristan.
Sorry. All right, let's get down to business.
All right, so if you take a look at nominal GDP, this year it's at a rising rate of 3.7% as opposed to last year's 3.4%. And for real GDP, this year is at a rising rate of 2.5% as opposed to last year's 1.8%. As you can see, the economy is growing at a more rapid rate this year than last year.
It's very interesting, Mr. Oliver. And as an extra economic indicator, we can see that this year the unemployment rate is at 7.5%, which is pretty high. Also, the imports for 2012 were $2.4 trillion. The exports, however, were only $1.6 trillion. This results in a net exports of negative $0.75 trillion. Now we'll take a look at more economic indicators, such as the CPI and the industrial production. The index of CPI this year is 232.1. The quarterly rate is up 0.4%. The annual rate this year is up 1.4%. as opposed to last year's 1.7%. Unfortunately, this shows that the CPI is not as high as last year's. The lower the number of the CPI, the worse the economy is doing, so this is not a very good sign. Next, we'll take a look at a graph of industrial production.
As can be seen from this graph, the rate of industrial production is falling. This impacts the amount that we can export and therefore reduces the national income. As an overview, these statistics show that our economy is growing at a more rapid rate than last year's economy. This could be a good sign because it shows that our economy will continue to grow, which is obviously a good thing. Unfortunately, we are unable to export more than we imported in 2012, so it shows that we are unable to sell as much to other countries as we would have liked to. The slowly falling unemployment rate is a good sign for all Americans that the economy is steadily getting better.
And that they will be able to find jobs.
So here we have Mr. Ian Finch.
Hi.
So first question, what is your view on the economy and what do you think that?
Well, to me, the economy seems to be improving very slowly. It's better than it was. Housing sales seem to be increasing. Prices are going up accordingly. Demand seems to be less than the supply. I mean, supply is less than the demand right now, so the price is going up, which as a homeowner is a good thing for me. Stock market's going up, so I have some money in the stock market. That's important to me as well. So on the whole, I think the economy is improving slowly, but there's still, a lot of negatives out there as well.
Thank you. Now to the next question. Have you or anyone you've ever known ever been unemployed? If yes, what was it like?
Well, when I first left school, I had a temporary job working in a warehouse in England. It was IBM, actually, and it was the most boring, unfulfilling job I ever had in my life. So I decided to quit, but I didn't have another job to go to, so I was unemployed for several weeks. And it was worrying, worrying about where money would come from, but also it gave me a lot of free time, so that was nice.
Now we'll head over to Kevin and Rafid in the newsroom at a look at what caused our economy. Wait, Kevin, aren't you late?
Oh man, I gotta go!
Where is that Kevin? He's never here on time.
Sorry I'm late.
Finally, Kevin.
Sorry.
Alrighty. Well, one of the main causes of our economy is the housing crisis. In 2002, the price of houses rose significantly. Homeowners used their overvalued assets to take out loans. Investors also placed money into real estate, hoping to turn a profit. By 2006, the prices began to fall. People therefore lost their money and were unable to pay back their debts and loans. This contributed significantly to the economic crisis that affected the country and the world.
We are now beginning to recover from this economic disaster. This up and down relates to the business cycle in this way. The American recession is over. In the summer of 2009, real GDP and industrial production hit bottom and resumed growth and expansion in both measures strengthened at the year ended. Yes, I meant to say as. Industrial production has continued to grow in early 2010 and, in all likelihood, has output. By the end of the current quarter, the American economy may have returned to its pre-recession peak in real GDP.
It's very good, Kevin.
Yes.
And for our final question, did you experience any repercussions during the housing crisis?
The housing crisis largely bypassed me. I owned my home before the housing crisis, so although technically the house lost value, I didn't sell it, so I didn't realize any of that loss. So to me, the housing crisis manifested itself merely in the downturn on the economy in general, but it wasn't a direct effect on me.
So that's all the questions we have. Thank you for your time.
It was a pleasure.
After this lengthy broadcast, I think it's time to have a commercial break
See you in a few minutes.
with a word from our sponsors.
Look at those solar panels, collecting energy for this family without asking anything in return. Every month, they lower the energy bill that this family has to pay.
But Kevin, what if everyone had those solar panels?
That's a great question, Tristan. If more people started investing in solar panels, they would have to spend less money on their energy bills. Also, as a nation, we would not have to buy as many resources from other countries to meet our energy consumption needs. This would result in less spending and less national debt. Smart solar, leading to a brighter future.
Wow, I might consider buying solar panels now. And we're back. Now, time to talk about our opinion on the economy.
Well, Tristan, to improve our economy, I believe we should try to reduce our amount of imports from other countries. We should try to produce current imported goods on our own soil.
Yeah, that sounds right. This would reduce the amount of money we give to others countries and lower our national debt. Also, it would cause industrial production to go up, therefore increasing the CPI and creating opportunities for many jobs. And we're back to talk about our opinion on the economy.
Well, Tristan, I personally believe to improve our economy, we should try to reduce the amount of imports from other countries. We should also try to produce current imported goods on our own soil.
Yeah, that sounds right. This would reduce the amount of money we give to other countries and lower our national debt. Also, it would cause industrial production to go up, therefore increasing the CPI and creating opportunities of many jobs.
That sounds very correct, Tristan.
And we're back. And now, time to talk about our opinion on the economy.
Well, Tristan, I believe that to improve our economy, we should try to simply reduce imports from other countries. We should try to produce current imported goods on our own soil.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This reduces the amount of money we give to other countries and lower our national debt. Also, it would cause industrial production to go up, therefore increasing the CPI and creating opportunities for more jobs.
Sounds like you're onto something there, Tristan. Well, with the remaining time in this broadcast, we'll head over to our head analyst, Kevin Finch, with his predictions of where the economy will be next year. Thank you.
Hi. I believe that our economy will resume to recover from the recession. Looking at the current trends of growth, we believe that the economy will improve for next year. This is because the GDP is rising at a more rapid rate than it was last year, and the unemployment rate has slowly been decreasing. If this continues, the economy will be in a better state for 2014. Also, if we can reduce the amount of imports like Rafid said earlier, I believe that we will be in a good economic state.